Hey, what's going on? This is Thomas Denzi with Combat Sports Coverage. And on this edition, I'll be interviewing Conny Future Holm over her upcoming professional MMA fight, June 8th. And we'll be talking about the time she spent filming the hit TV series, The Fighter. So, Conny, tell me how you're feeling heading into your June 8th fight.
I feel really good. Yeah, I feel pretty much perfect. Yeah.
And how was your training camp going into this fight? Do you have any training partners that were really helping you train for this fight or anything special?
Yeah, actually, this was kind of short notice. Got the fight like 3 weeks before. And I just had a fight. I fought like 1.5 months ago. But after that, I've been training really hard and I've been sparring a lot with Lina Länsberg from Sweden. She's fighting UFC tomorrow in Stockholm. And then also I trained a lot with Pani. Yeah, so a couple times with both of them within these last couple weeks. So yeah, it's been great. Perfect.
And how beneficial was it with training with those top UFC girls like Lina?
It's amazing. Like it's the best. There you have like the best sparring partners you can get. Both Lina and Pani are like top level. So it's amazing to have that to compare yourself to and to like, yeah, you find out pretty quick what you need to improve and what you're really good at. So it's good.
And how do you see this fight playing out of your opponent, Rodolfia? Do you see yourself winning by TKO, knockout, submission, or is this going to be an all-out war?
I definitely think it's going to be a war. I've been checking her out, like her fights, and she's the kind of girl. It's just going to be a war, whether or not you want it. Like she seems very aggressive. She never backs up. So yeah, we're in for a war, I think. But I'm gonna come out of it victorious. I'm pretty sure of that.
It definitely seems like a great fight. I can't wait to see it. I'm sure everyone else is going to be excited to see that fight also. And then I also want to talk to you about your time filming the TV show, The Fighter. For people that may not know about the show, it's a lot like The Ultimate Fighter, but yours is called The Fighter, and it took place in South Africa. It has you and a bunch of other girls fighting all, about 132, I believe, weight class. And I just want to see, how was your time filming that show?
It was great. It was a really great experience. And I think compared to The Ultimate Fighter, we had it pretty easy. We didn't have any restriction. Like we could use our phones and, the internet and everything. And we can walk around, experience South Africa. So it was just an amazing, like, vacation, but with hard training and fights. So it was perfect. It was really nice.
That is actually really cool. I've been watching the season. I also watched last season of The Fighter, and I was wondering about that because I could see you guys were posting pictures. You guys seemed like you had your cell phone with you, which I know The Ultimate Fighter, they don't have anything. So I thought that was pretty cool that they let you have your cell phone and you could still talk to your family and everything. Did that help a little bit with the time being there?
Yeah, of course. It helped a lot. Like I had no homesickness whatsoever. Nothing. It wasn't hard. Like the only hard thing is training and fighting, and but we are all used to that. So no, it was just a really cool experience. I get like if you're in the Ultimate Fighter house, you get super bored, like you go insane after a while. But like that didn't happen to us. It was just a nice ride.
And then let's say if the UFC ever did come calling for you to be on the Ultimate Fighter show, is that something you may be interested in, or are you more trying to stay away from the TV shows for right now?
I wouldn't mind. Definitely, that's a great opportunity. So, of course, if I got that opportunity, I would jump right on it. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great. Hopefully they do come calling or something like that again, because it's great watching this show and the season so far. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the last episode that aired, episode 5, which featured you and Kayla's fight. It was a great fight. You guys definitely had a war. You guys went back and forth, and you gutted it out, and you got the decision win. And I just want to talk to you, like, how did it feel fighting in the ad arena instead of like an arena back home where there seems like there's probably a lot less people, and I believe that's kind of like the gym you guys train in almost. How differently was it for you fighting in that atmosphere other than like a big event?
Um, it was kind of both. Like I felt maybe a bit more negative for me because I didn't feel any of that like tension or the nerves you kind of want before a fight because it was very like relaxed and calm and yeah. So I think I was very slow in the start of the fight. Maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure, but otherwise it was it was cool. Yeah.
And after rewatching that episode and the fight, is there anything you see that you could have maybe done a little bit differently?
Yeah, a lot. Like as I said, I started really slow, so I was kind of caught by surprise about her. I knew she was a good boxer, but she was really like fast hands. She moved very good. So I just think I should have taken her down sooner. Obviously, because as soon as I took her down, it was like my game totally. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Definitely one of the best fights so far in the season. And if everyone hasn't seen that fight, they definitely need to go check it out because it's a great fight and it's a great show too so far. And I just want to ask how was your coach? How was having your coach Lazar on being on the blue team? How was that for you?
It was good. It was good. It's kind of weird to have totally new coaches, so your training sessions are just completely different to what you're used to. So I can't say I was like over the top happy, but I liked him. Like I really liked him as a person. He was very cool. Yeah, but that's the same for everyone. I think if you go to somewhere else to train, you always get like I like my coach at home, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And do you have like any maybe funny training stories or anything that they maybe haven't showed so far that you can mention?
Not really. I think you saw me kind of like losing it for a second in that last episode. That was the only thing that happened. I was pretty annoyed for a while with Coach Lazar, but like it went over in a couple minutes, so it wasn't that bad.
Yes, and maybe for everyone that might not know what you're talking about, it's the clip. I'm assuming it was a clip where you guys were like kind of doing like some wrestling, a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, so it was like just 4 days before the fight or something like that, and he thought it was a good idea to just take me down and just lay on top of me for like 2 rounds in a row. And just making me super like frustrated and angry. I didn't like that, so I told him very straight up what I thought about that. Yeah.
And being on the blue team, is it awkward at all with these other girls that you're training with? Because you might have to fight them later on in the season or in the tournament. And is there any like kind of like anyone maybe like sticking their chest out, maybe kind of like trying to show that they're maybe more dominant in the training room, or is everyone kind of being pretty low key and being like pretty fair and like acting like good training partners?
It's like both. Everyone is pretty cool, but I mean, like if we do like sparring, if we do whatever sparring, you're there to win. You're there to fight. So at least for me, I didn't go easy on anyone. I felt like the most competitive was probably me and the French girl Manon. She's fighting tonight in the fight, her first fight. Because we met before in Europeans in the finals, and I won that time. So that was like very competitive, every training.
Oh, that's cool.
Other than that, it was good. Yeah.
So you guys fought before previously leading into the show. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 years ago or something.
And I want to ask you, who do you think is going to win the fight between the coaches, between Lazar and Soldier Boy?
I don't know. Like I would say Soldier Boy. I think Soldier Boy's skill set is a couple levels higher. But Lazar is like, I think he will come there to fight. Like, I don't think it's a easy fight for anyone facing him. That's my feeling. but I would still put my money on Soldier Boy, I think.
Yeah, yes, I think that's going to be a good fight. Last season, Lazar, he proved that, you know, he might not seem the best, but when he comes to fight, he definitely comes to fight and brings it. So I definitely think that's going to be a really good fight for everyone to watch. And I also wanted to get your picks on tomorrow's UFC event, which is happening in Sweden. We'll see Alexander Gustafsson taking on Anthony Smith at UFC Fight Night 153. And I just wanted to get your picks for that main event fight.
That main event, definitely I think Gustafsson will win. But it will be a tough fight. Like, it's not an easy opponent. But of course, I'll say Gustafsson. Also, shout out to Lena Landsberg and Rostem Akman. Go get it. Yeah,
I'm actually real excited for that Lindsberg fight versus Tanya Evinger, because Tanya Evinger's out of Houston, Texas, where I'm from. So it's that's a good fight. I'm keeping my eyes on that fight for sure. And I also want to talk to you. You have a really great amateur career. You have a 10-2 amateur MMA record, and that's a pretty lot of fights for an amateur, I would assume. And how does was that something you wanted to get, a lot of amateur experience before you went professional?
Yeah, it was. I wanted to go professional way earlier, but my coach told me why? Just get as many amateur fights as you can get. And also because I was in the national team in Sweden, we went to all these tournaments, and you got a bunch of fights every tournament. So yeah, why not? And now it feels really good. Like, I have the experience. I meet maybe professionals that have more fights than me, pro fights, but still I feel like experience wise, I'm ahead of them almost. So yeah.
Yeah, when I was looking you up, I was like, I didn't realize how many amateur fights you did have. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot of fights. Sometimes you'll see people have only 1 or 2 amateur fights and they go pro right away. And I feel like having all those amateur fights definitely help you fighting and everything. And then I also wanted to talk to you about what's something you like to do outside of training and fighting?
I like designing clothes. So I try to sew a little bit. I'm never happy with the results, but it's something I like to do. Like, I can spend hours and hours just doing that. And I don't know, reading, hanging out with friends, just normal stuff. Yeah.
What's the nicest thing you have sewn? Like a sweater or a t-shirt or a skirt?
It's probably a dress. This dress I sewed for New Year's Eve, like a couple years back. It was pretty cool.
Did you do it for yourself? Was it your own personal dress for you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
And then, do you have any last words for your opponent, Rodolfia?
No, not really. Just let's bring it. Let's give the fans a good fight. Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving me some of your time and coming on my show and let me get some time to interview you and everything. And everyone definitely needs to be tuning into The Fighter every Friday, to be tuning in and making sure to check the show and to see what happens with you on the show. And everyone needs to tune into your fight June 8th and make sure you get another win and keep going on your MMA career. And I look forward to watching it. And thank you again for coming on the show and giving me some time.
Thank you. And you're welcome.
And make sure to check out our sponsors, Infinity CBD, for all your CBD oils, pills, creams, and anything you need. And make sure to use our coupon code CombatSports10 to save 10% on your order. I highly recommend checking out their creams because they work amazing.